Hi, Kajol. I can see you now. Hi, Yug.
That's my
Oh,
surprise guest for the day.
that's
He's
my.
come
Oh
to
my
say
God.
hi.
Hi, Yug. Smile for the camera and say hi. He's like, Mom, why do you have me here?
Yeah, but
But
he's happy to be here.
I'm so glad to see him on camera. I am so happy to see him here. My question to you, Yug, is have you, I'm not sure if you've seen the episode, but have you approved the picture that I put of Mom and you? Because she was very worried that would you approve of the picture or no?
I'm honestly fine with it. It's
What's he saying?
your pictures, don't worry. It's from our earlier
But
pictures. I told him that it's from our earlier pictures. These are pre-approved pictures.
these are
That it's
pre-approved.
okay for me to. Oh, I've already approved of them? Yes, you have.
But thank you so much, Kajal, for firstly for doing the episode on Soul Safar with Bhaav and for agreeing to do this live with me. It's the response to our episode has been great. I have been spammed by your fan groups because they feel like they're seeing you talk so openly in an interview after a really long time. So thank you so much. Do you have something to say to them before I ask you any questions that I need to?
Nothing. I'm just so glad that everybody liked it, and I want to say thank you to them. Actually, they don't have anything to say thank you to me for. I have to say thank you to them because it's all that unconditional love that they're pouring into me that always feels so amazing.
Right. Okay, so I have a question for you because this is something that I've been wanting to ask you, and when I watch the episode back, I want to know when you wake up in the morning, is there something that you do now? I'm not going to use the word spiritual, but is there a practice that you follow that gets you ready for the day? Is there anything that you do that yeah?
Brush my teeth. I don't know what all your guasha stuff. Shut up.
Thanks. That's not the answer. But is there something that you
No,
do
no.
like?
I do. I have started actually. I've been wanting to journal for a very long time. Early in the morning, that somebody told me that if you journal 3 pages every morning, first thing,
Right.
and just put your conscious stream down as you wake up, it kind of prepares you for the day. So I just started doing that actually. So I'm practicing it on myself. I'll let you know how the results are and how it turns out.
Right. Great. Okay, and are there any habits or any practices that you follow? For general mental well-being.
Lots of things.
Okay.
Lots of things. I think my sense of humor is one of them. I think I have this tendency to kind of just joke it down, really, and not make so much of a big deal about things that seem to be spiraling out of control sometimes.
Right.
I think that's a big thing, to look at it with a little skewed point of view, to look at it with a little humor, to look at the whole everything that you look at your whole life with a little bit of humor. I think makes it much more palatable. I would say the word is
Correct, because that definitely helped me when we did the episode, because you really disarmed me right at the beginning by cracking a joke. And the great part, when I look back, and I think I'm obsessed with this episode because I keep looking back at it, and I'm sure when we are old we'll sit and watch it together. But what's great is we're talking about some really serious stuff, but in such a light-hearted way that just, like, I think it warms my heart. So yeah, this sense of humor of yours is really something that I'm picking up, that everything doesn't have to be taken so seriously, really.
you can never be as funny as me, Bhaav. I'm sorry, you
I
can't.
agree. My sense of humor, of course, can't match yours. It already, like, I'm trying very hard, and sometimes I crack really dirty jokes, but yeah, I can't. I'm learning. So another question that I wanted to ask you is, since we spoke about affirmations, and I know that I have said it in the episode as well. The affirmations are uh, like a diet, one size doesn't fit everybody. So what will work for you will not work for anybody else. And I know that you sometimes, like, I know me and a few friends ask you for ask you to craft certain affirmations for us because you hit the nail on the head. But is there any affirmation that you are currently following that's really helping you?
I think it's just, honestly, I'm doing that many affirmations now. It's more about um, being the affirmation now. It's time to practice what you've been talking to yourself about all these days. So it's more of gratitude. It's more of the attitude of gratitude. A lot of it is gratitude. Every day I wake up in the morning and one of the first things that comes out of my mouth is like, thank you so much for all this love that is around me and surrounds me so unconditionally.
Right.
So I think that's one of the biggest things. So my whole thing is attitude of gratitude currently. I'm just really
and one of the one of the beautiful things you said is becoming the affirmation, because that's really, I remember a while back I was really struggling with the fact that I wasn't meditating enough and wasn't practicing, sitting down and meditating. And somebody said something exactly that at some point you become the meditation. That's exactly what I was reminded of when you said that you've become the affirmation. And yeah, just to arrive at that shows the amount of work you're doing on yourself. And yeah, that's great. That's really good.
I can also become the joke if you want me to. A really good knock joke in there.
You have a knock joke in you right now that you can tell me?
Say. Come on.
Knock.
Who's there?
Jew. Exactly! We're in Jew!
Oh my god, no! I was actually going to I was going to come around and I was like, don't say it because that might be the joke. Oh my god, okay.
But it's an original. You haven't heard that one before.
I haven't heard it before. But since Yug is sitting next to you, I'm going to ask you, between Nisa and Yug, who really follows your instructions to the T?
Both do. They've been trained very well.
Please look at his expression. He's sitting right next to you.
Honestly, I believe she loves Nisa more.
Excuse
me?
What did he say? Honestly?
I love both my children equally.
Yeah. But I also know that, you do talk, like you, because when I spend some time with him, he has some great things to say, which actually may sound like spiritual conversations, but he says them so simply and matter of fact. I remember turning to you at one point and I was just like, oh my god, he sounds like some really evolved.
See, that's what I told you. I've got one little god here. I am joining his cult.
Okay.
Baba Ji.
Also, you on the episode spoke about that you've done animal communication, you've done theta healing, and there was one question that came in where people wanted to know your experience of any of the your personal experience of any of the practices that you've followed. Are you comfortable sharing that? Like any practice that you followed, what was your real experience after any of these?
I'm not really comfortable talking about it because it involves a lot of details and things like that. I don't know whether I want to speak about all of that.
Okay.
Right now, but
okay.
I think a lot. Like again, I say that a lot of my experiences were really, really successful, and
right.
They really gave me a lot of comfort, and they cleared up a lot of questions and gave me a lot of answers. So
right.
I would say at least 80% of them worked.
Perfect. Also, I know that nothing really throws you off so strongly and instantaneously. But if you are faced with a situation like that, is there anything that you do or say to yourself, or any practice that you follow that immediately grounds you?
Um, really, really grounds me is just taking a deep breath. I think that's the one thing that we stop when we get stressed or when we get hassled with what's happening around us. I think we stop breathing. So the first
Right.
thing that I do is take a few really long, deep breaths. And that I think just instantly calms me down and gives me time to think whether I want to react to the situation or not, or act upon it
Right.
or not.
Right. Right. So that this reminds me again, I think we had discussed this long back, the difference between a reaction and response. Like reacting to a situation versus responding to a situation. And it sounds exactly like that. That do you want to respond to it or do you want to react to the situation?
Yeah.
And I think, yeah, deep breathing really helps. It really helps.
It just
And
calms
that's
me down. It just makes me feel like a little bit like, it calms me down. I think, even the person opposite you for that matter, I think everybody feels just a little like, okay, just take a deep breath. Like, say it, just take a deep breath, calm down, count to 10, light a candle, all of that. Do whatever helps you.
right. Yeah, I think that's when I was doing a course a few months back, and this is exactly what they said, that the minute you feel like something's challenging you, the first thing you do is concentrate on your breath, and then everything becomes clear after that. So this I think is, yeah, a very, very good tip for anybody who's hearing this, that take a deep breath
I
and
didn't make it up, but I discovered it.
okay. But also, any kind of I'm going to use the word spiritual, but any kind of practices require, according to me, there's an element of discipline that you need to follow. Do you also believe that one needs to really be disciplined to follow any practice?
Definitely. I believe that self-discipline is the highest form of self-love. It
Right.
really is. It's one of the biggest forms of self-love, to be able to discipline yourself enough so that you eat well, you're healthy, you take care of yourself. When you take care of yourself, you cannot do that if you don't have discipline.
Right.
And, I think that's one of the biggest signs of self-love.
Right. Kajol, you're giving some pearls, like these one-liners today. I really want to note them down. Like self-discipline is another form of self-love. I'm just going to, thankfully this live is going to be saved, so I'll have all of these. But yeah, this is
But
great
again,
one.
these are lines that I've not made up. I've read them in places. I just remember them because they've applied to me and I've used them in my life. So I really, really remember them and they've resonated with me. So I'm offering them to you as from my whole bank of quotes, basically.
Yeah, but to remember them at the most opportune moment and to say them is another thing in itself. So yeah, thank you for that. So yeah, what's there's this one word that we use a lot, and I want to know what your take on that word is. We use the word resonate so strongly nowadays. Like we say that this thing didn't resonate with me, or that's become our lingo really, and a lot of people use that. What's your take on the word resonate? Because sometimes people can even misunderstand it.
I think my take on it is that I mean that I agree wholeheartedly. Something inside me agrees wholeheartedly with what I am reading, I'm seeing. All that's what resonate means. And isn't that the definition of resonation? To resonate, to be able to be on the same frequency as you.
Yeah,
So I
that
think
is
that's what resonate really means for me.
right. That this is I'm just going to share something with you, because I think I shared this with you earlier also. A few weeks back I was showing one of my episodes to a friend, and the friend just turned around and said that no, I don't like it. And I just immediately turn around and say, don't say you don't like it. Don't say it's not nice. Say it does not resonate with me, or that there's just a difference in how you say something, because words are so important. And we also sometimes say that what is this rubbish, I don't like it. But it's just about saying that it doesn't work for me, instead of saying that it's not nice. So these are things, because how important do you think, what is the power of words? How powerful are words?
Oh, they're very, very powerful. They are very powerful. And I am very, very careful about what I say to, not on a general basis, if you ask me my opinion. I'm not careful at all, as we know from public opinion. But to people who matter to me in a relationship at important times, I would rather keep quiet than to say exactly what was on my mind. If I don't have the presence of mind to make my words nicer or kinder. Because I really believe that at times when you're really, really angry, if the words come out as you think them, somehow they have the greater power of destroying something in front of you. And I would rather not have that choice of destruction taken out of my hands. I would rather have that choice made at a time when I have a cooler head, when the person opposite me also has a cooler head, and when we are both at a time when we're so agitated. To take a decision when you're really agitated seems like the height of idiocy.
Right. I'm going to ask you a question which applies a lot to people who are in the public eye, but also can apply to people on a day-to-day basis. Like, because you're in the public eye, you're exposed to so much scrutiny. There are people always looking at you, always commenting on everything that you do. Is there any practice that you follow that shields you from all of this, or from just general, because there are 1,000 opinions thrown in your direction? And of course I'm asking you because you're in the public eye, but something that somebody sitting at home can also follow.
Well, I think that grounding really works. I think when you ground your energy before you go out anywhere or in the public eye, that really helps you. Just that 2 minutes of deep breathing, concentrate, and kind of just ground your energy inside. Lots of ways to do it as well. I think that really, really works. As far as I'm concerned, also I do my grounding as well, and I think it's got to do with the fact that you have to just keep saying that to yourself, that you're protected, and you have to believe it, that you are protected and that you are guarded at all times from everything else around you that you don't want to hit you.
Right. Okay, that sounds, yeah, grounding is really important. And I thought about asking that because it's just something that sometimes you walk into a party which has a lot of people and has a lot of energies, and you come back feeling so drained, and you realize that, hey, something's off here, like I'm really scattered. So yeah, also a lot of people have reacted very well to the quote that you gave in the episode about calling your power back and returning somebody else's power to them. And I thought I should mention that to you, that a lot of people have said that it's like a life lesson almost. And I was like, oh, I was so overwhelmed by it. I was like, hey Bhagwan, yahan par, like, we were just having fun and it came out. But yeah, I thought I should mention to you ki a lot of people have said that.
I'm so glad. I'm really, really happy, because oftentimes we unknowingly give our power away for years and years on end without even realizing that, we have given it away, and never call it back to ourselves. And it takes us years to realize also how much that weakens us as people. So when you call your energies back to you, it's an affirmation of who you are at your core. You call that part of you back to you, and
Right.
So it comes back, instantly.
Yeah, that is so true. I'm going to ask you one last question, and I'm going to ask you your take on it. There are this is something that I follow, and I've heard a lot of people say that, sometimes when you're feeling sad or when you're feeling down, you have to allow yourself to feel all of that completely before you can actually start feeling okay. And because there is a school of spirituality per se that says that uh, anger or sorrow or any kind of emotions on that spectrum are not right to feel. And I know how you feel about it, but I wanted to ask you this question: that which one of the two do you believe in?
I definitely believe that you need to feel your feelings, like Farida said at in your first episode. I think that really, again, I felt like, okay, that's something that's you need to feel them. Why are they with you? If you're feeling them, there is a reason for it. You need to feel them and then find the reason out. Find out why you're feeling like that, and then learn your lesson from it. I think the biggest thing that you can do is to feel them enough so that you can learn your lesson. If you
Right.
don't, if you stop yourself from feeling them, then you feel betrayed that you haven't felt your emotions completely. You haven't let them, you know, come out completely. You've let them sit inside and kind of buried it inside. And at the end of the day, when you bury something, it just gets buried. It has to be buried somewhere, right? And where does it get buried? It gets buried in your body for some reason. So,
Right. I'm turning the tables in the end because I've been asking you questions. And I'm very nervous about doing this, but I thought it'll be fun because it's us. Is there something that you want to ask me? And
I want
yeah.
to ask. I want to ask you, Bhav, today that you've got a podcast, you are doing very well with your life right now, and I can see it, and I'm so proud of you. Let me tell you that. Let me just put it out there and say it that I'm so, so very proud of you. From 2 years back to today, it's been a wonderful, wonderful learning experience for me to watch you unfold in front of me, move and grow. And it's like I said, it's been a learning experience. I've watched you and I've absorbed and I've learned so, so very much with you and from you. But I want to know where you are right now in this journey. Which part are you at?
To be honest, I don't know which part I am at. But I know for sure that I am on the path of growth, and growth in as a person, not as the things that I do. Because right now I'm learning to disassociate myself from the things that I do, and I am just in trying to be every day in a constant state of acceptance and surrender. And that's why I have it tattooed on my arm, because I keep looking at the tattoo that says allow, accept, surrender, and release. And I remind myself every day. And there are some days that I feel like I'm taking two steps back, but those are the days that I need to remind myself that it's okay. Just surrender to it and accept whatever's happening to you. And yeah, there is someone up there who's showering me with their love and holding my hand and guiding me. And I am in a complete state of surrender. And I'm like, you lead me. And yeah, I'm just going to follow. I'm in that stage of my life right now. And honestly, I am also so grateful to have and I see it because I also see that a lot of people don't have that. I am so grateful to have friends like you, like Niranjan, uh, who genuinely have my back. And I feel like I can do anything. And it's just and also I know that whenever I do something which you all feel is not right, you'll turn around and give me a slap and be like, what the hell are you doing? What is this shit? So I know that I have people who genuinely love me. And yeah, I have wings to fly. And there will be times when I'll be hit by the wind and I'll maybe go back 10 steps, but I will soar. That's where I am at.
I'm so proud of you. I really and truly am so very proud of you, honestly.
Thank you, Kajal. I tried.
Here on this day with you on your, I'm happy that we were talking about the podcast, talking about it, and then eventually it got done, and now we are here on this live.
Yeah.
And I feel that I'm sure that you have helped a lot of people just by putting it out there that something is possible.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all you're telling them, and that gives them hope. And hope is priceless.
Yeah. I just want people to know that growth is always a possibility. Wherever you are, whatever you feel, growth is always a possibility, and never neglect that. Okay, I'm trying not to cry, Kajal. I'm trying not to cry.
Don't! Please, don't.
Yeah.
Don't. I'm sending you under the tree. I'm sending a tree to your house. Maybe it'll grow in a year. You can sit under it. Aim to be Buddha.
Yeah. But, okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Kajal, for this live. And thank you so much for saying such lovely things. I'm sure there is so many, apart from even the podcast, there's so much that somebody can take back from today's live as well. And yeah, I just want to tell you, I've said it on the episode, I say it to you very often. And for someone like me, I know it's a personal journey and it takes a lot for me to say it. And that's why I make an effort to say it, because it's very important for people who you really care about to know this, that I love you and I love you a lot. And yeah.
Likewise. Don't get sappy now. You did that on the podcast. It's done.
Okay, fine. Okay, so we'll do this thank you with Bhaav as we ended that. So we'll end this live with thank you. Thank you so much, Kajal. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. And thank you, everybody, for joining in and coming to see us do our regular madness and wisdom. And we're very happy to see you here. Please go and see all the other episodes as well and educate yourselves.
Yeah, see you. Bye.
Bye. See you.
Bye. See you.